Since the beginning of time, everyone loves SpongeBob, and today we'll be looking at every season, and we're going to be looking at the animation errors. Now keep in mind, every show has an animation error somewhere or another, and it's our job to find them. You may have missed the error in that, so we'll replay it one more time. Okay folks, what is wrong in that image? What we see is clearly something missing, and what's missing is the fist. It doesn't appear in the second card.
Order up! Another Krabby Patty for the gentleman.
Thank you. Let's hope Patrick man doesn't confiscate this one.
Something's a little bit off in this scene. I mean, when you switch frames, someone is wearing something different. Pay attention to the blue fish. Replay if you want, you'll see that he has a white shirt added onto him. Now that was kind of a hard one to see. When shots, change frames, things can be hard to tell. It can be hard to tell what's going on, but if you clearly replay that scene, you can clearly tell that he added a shirt on, and the animators didn't mean to do that on purpose, obviously. They must have forgotten it in, or they just drew it in and just forgot to edit it out. Whatever it is an animation error, and it's just funny to see, because you would not see this if you were just watching, SpongeBob. But if you've gotten them correct, kudos to you. I mean, you have a sharp eye if you got 2 of them correct so far. We're gonna go on to another one. Now it's clear to see that something's missing, and in this shot, SpongeBob's arm was missing for a little bit, maybe 2 seconds, and then he moved and then it reappeared. So, a key point there in the frame. We're gonna go on to the next one immediately. And before we try to figure out what's wrong with this picture, I want you to subscribe to this channel if you're not already subscribed. You're going to want to be on board for these cartoon videos, so go ahead and click that subscribe button. And also, I want to know who your favorite SpongeBob character is. So go ahead and type that in the comment section down below. Type in hashtag whatever. So hashtag Squidward, Mr. Krabs. Some people even like Plankton. I'm not going to judge you, but people probably will judge you if you like Plankton. But Plankton keeps the show pretty intense, so, go and choose whoever you want. We'll be joining you guys in the comment section, typing down our favorite characters. In SpongeBob, SpongeBob has been running since 1999, and it's been a while, so, there are new characters that they introduced. You could even say Neptune if you want, but anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Let's figure out what's wrong with this picture on screen. Now, at first glance, you probably don't see anything wrong with it, but when you take another look at it, you say, wow. You can tell that he's in front of the Krusty Krab, but if SpongeBob is in front of the Krusty Krab, why is there no chum bucket? Ah, you didn't see that. Now, one could argue that maybe in this episode the chum bucket exploded, but that's not true. But what I find interesting is that there's a house behind him, there's a building. So it looks like the animators drew in a random building, but they forgot to drew in, the chum bucket that we all remember, that Plankton, his workplace, and they forgot to do that. That's shocking to see. Gonna go on to the next one. This one isn't really an error. This is just something with the frames. There's a term for this, but this is just when they're doing, when an animator is drawing a cartoon and they're moving rapidly. This happens, but this is not really an error. This is just you pausing the screen at a weird time, and that happens. We're gonna go on to the next one.
I can see you through this straw.
Patrick, I'm gonna be a spy!
You're a spy? I want to be a spy too! Shh, okay.
Now this one was really fascinating to see. This one is probably hard. I don't think anyone figured out what's wrong with this. If you haven't figured it out, I'm gonna go ahead and replay it for you one more time to give you another chance.
I can see you through this straw.
Patrick, I'm gonna be a spy!
You're a spy? I want to be a spy too! Shh, okay.
So if you haven't guessed what's wrong with this, I'm gonna tell you. It's not anything with the clothing, it's not anything with the frames. Well, technically it's about the frames. The problem with this video is that if you look at the background in the beginning, Patrick, it's nighttime, but when we switch out of it, it's magically daytime. And so, it's a simple mistake, but it is easy to make. I mean, I can tell how they made that mistake. I mean, that was pretty easy to make. I mean, come on, day and night. I mean, you can easily forget in the snapping of a finger. Guys, we're gonna go on. And the next one is insane. We all love the chocolate episode. I mean, how many of you guys have chocolate? Can I sell you some chocolate? We all remember this episode, but what I don't remember is that there was actually an error in this episode, and I bet you guys didn't know that. Take a look at this video and try to see what the error is.
Chocolate. Chocolate? Yeah. What? What are they selling?
Now, once you're looking at this, you may or may not have found it. You're probably looking at the eyes, but take a good look at SpongeBob. Is there anything wrong with SpongeBob, or is there anything missing? Now you're saying, well, no, he has his freckles, he has his holes in the sides of his... Well, no, he doesn't have holes in the front of his face. His face is lacking, you know, the holes that it has. And this is clearly an error, because that's not how SpongeBob is. That's not his form. And so it's crazy to see things like this. It's crazy to see how this all played out. And it's crazy to see that they forgot to draw in, you know, and this is a crazy shot, because it's not like far away. It's right in our face. And you know, it's just interesting to see. Guys, we're gonna go on. Let's go on to the next. So, next up on the list, this is actually gonna be a hard one. Take a look at this video.
Find a pool of tears, which I then proceeded to scoop up in my victory tankard and enjoy as a nice, refreshing beverage.
So we can tell that a few things are happening. There are a lot of stuff happening in this shot, and it might be hard to figure out what's wrong with this shot. But if you take a look and you pause through and you just take your time, you can tell that SpongeBob's hat in the beginning is missing the anchor, you know, that it usually has in every single episode. That's not usually missing, but in this shot it is, and I never noticed that. I mean, it's crazy how we don't notice these things, because, you know, when you're watching a cartoon, things are happening so quickly, so fast. Everything's moving frames, everything's just boom, 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 and it's hard to miss these errors. It's easy to miss these errors. So, you know, it's just a thing to think about. But guys, we're gonna go on to the next one. This one's gonna be freaking hard. I mean, as we go down this list, this is gonna be a hard one. So we're on the second to last one. We got the finale coming up. You're not gonna believe the last mistake in SpongeBob. So guys, let's look at this together.
How will we know?
There are 3 signs that signal the approach of the hash-slinging slasher. First, he'll be coming.
How will we know?
There are 3 signs that signal the approach of the hash-slinging slasher. First.
Wow. So this is Squidward. Guys, you're not gonna believe what the error is on this, because no one, I swear, no one watching this video knows what the error is in this one. No one could tell me it, because you would have to be really smart and really a genius to figure out what's wrong with this shot. And I'm gonna tell you in a second. But before I do that, I'm gonna play the video one more time for those who want a second chance.
He'll be coming.
How will we know?
There are 3 signs that signal the approach of the hash-slinging slasher. First.
So for the second chance, I'm gonna tell you guys if you haven't figured it out already. So we know that's Squidward, but let's look at the ending of the video. What is missing from this shot? Well, he doesn't have any wrinkles on his head, on his forehead. And we know that Squidward, you know, it defines his character to have wrinkles on his head. And he's lacking that. So that is an error. Guys, it's finally time, the moment of truth. The time where we show you guys the final, the biggest, the worst animation error in SpongeBob SquarePants. And guys, it's gonna shock a lot of people. But before we do that, make sure you leave your comment telling us your favorite character from SpongeBob. I mean, we're going to be reading this. You have a chance of getting pinned. Just make sure you click that subscribe button to our channel, you know, so we know who you are. You know, just come back here every single day. We post content daily. So guys, finally, we're going to go on. And, you know, this is going to blow a lot of people's mind, because, you know, you're just not going to see this one coming. But, you know, we got to show you guys this. This is an animation error. It's all led up to this. This whole video, it's all led up to this one moment where we show you the error in this video. So guys, take it as you want it. You guys have a safe rest of the week, and here is the final animation error in SpongeBob SquarePants ever.